All right, welcome to the Canary in the Cage podcast. This is Ron Morgan and my co-host,
Dave Havlicek.
and we are here to entertain you, educate you, and whatever else we can do. So the Canary is still dead. So, hey Dave, did you know Hunter Biden is a superhero?
Superhero.
Yeah, he's a superhero. He said that he can find crack in any town, anytime, and that's his superpower.
That's a pretty useful superpower.
I mean, yeah,
You can get pretty rich.
for crackheads. And apparently he owes his, so how is it? So it'll be his baby's mama $5 million in child support. And it also came out today that his brother's widowed wife, who he hooked up with,
Right.
he got her addicted to crack. So that was nice. But also Biden stopped by her house a few weeks ago to talk to her.
Is that the one? Is that the one where the grandkid that he doesn't acknowledge, or is that a different one?
What grandkid?
Well, he has 7.
No, what grandkid
But
though? I
according
don't know what
to
you're
him, he
talking
only
about.
has 6.
Yeah, he's got 6 grandkids as far as I know.
No, he has 7.
How the hell do you deny a grandkid or your child? You are a rat bastard.
Well,
You really are. Speaking of Joe Biden, so that Monero giveaway, is that still up for grabs for him pooping his pants?
I guess it is. No one's said anything in the chat room.
So,
What else do you have one to bring up this week? 'Cause I don't.
no, I didn't see it, but an article came out in the paper that said he has defecated himself.
Oh, and nobody posted it.
You got to catch it on camera. If the debates actually happen, maybe you might catch it at the debate. Hopefully, we're going to be doing a live event.
Yeah.
And,
When is that again?
The 26th of June.
Okay.
I've talked to a few people about setting up at a bar, and I want to have chocolate shots available so we can do shots every time he poops his pants. I'm assuming there's going to be more than one pooping of the pants. I mean,
Well, how much could you have in there? I mean,
well, it depends how much they feed them beforehand.
yeah, I don't think they will. I think they recognize at this point. Like, just straight adrenochrome.
Oh, Lordy, what kind of country do we live in? This is all messed up. And we got Trump possibly more than likely heading to jail.
Cool stuff.
Yeah. So here's my question. So even though I still don't know what the charges are or what the crime was, because it's statute of limitations and federal stuff and state stuff and blah, blah, blah. So a president is a federal politician.
Okay.
Can he give himself immunity on a state crime?
No.
So if he's sent to Rikers Island
Yeah.
and wins like he will,
Right.
he'll be stuck in Rikers Island.
I think they might suspend the sentence until he's not the president anymore, and then he'll resume it.
Oh, no, come on. Let's have him do it from Rikers.
Well,
Come on.
I mean, they don't have that kind of infrastructure. They don't have the internet, the Secret Service maintainability.
Well, so,
Air Force
okay.
One, they don't have a helipad. Maybe they do have a helipad. I
Well,
don't know.
you need a helipad for he can't go anywhere.
He has to. He's
Is he going to have an ankle monitor on?
I don't know. Maybe.
God, if they lock up Trump, man, it's time to pull the curtains down. It's done. We're over. Yeah, I don't know. This is all very, very confusing to me of how this is going to work out.
Well, you still got like 60 other charges to face in other jurisdictions.
Well, the Georgia case has been suspended temporarily. The documents case, I mean, that judge is just tearing that case apart. But also, Jack White was just found out that he was assigned to a the federal investigative prosecutor illegally, so he should be kicked out. And he's the only dumbass that's going to take that case because nobody else is going to want that case. I mean, it's a.
Well, they're saying that the New York case was the weakest one.
Well,
And
yeah,
he's guilty, though.
but they also knew that the jury was going to convict him. They knew this was going to be a conviction, even though that case was a mess. I mean, Stormy Daniels, I never had sex with him. The Cohen guy's like, he didn't know I made the payment, and yet you're still guilty.
Right.
And there's still no fucking charges. We don't know what they are.
No, we do. It's falsifying business records.
Those are
Okay, falsifying business records to cover up another crime.
right, but those are out. They're done. They're too old.
No, to cover up another crime makes it a felony.
So does the felony have a longer statute of limitations
Yes.
then? I mean, we're still talking well, okay, maybe that's what
Yeah,
it is.
that's how they snuck it through. They said, "Oh, he did it to cover up another crime."
They stuck it through with a corrupt judge.
And then when people said, "Well, what's the other crime?" They were like, "Oh, the jury can just figure it out." Well, I mean, I don't know how that works. You're supposed to have, due process, and the Sixth Amendment says like you have to be, made aware of the crimes you're accused of and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah, I'm sure at some point the Supreme Court's going to jump in and avoid all this shit out.
well, so some idiots are saying that the Supreme Court has no. They're actually saying that the Supreme Court has no jurisdiction because it's a state case.
No, see, they're wrong.
I know they're wrong, but like, how dumb do you have to be to think that?
But the problem is, I believe to go to the Supreme Court, you have to go to New York Supreme Court first.
That depends
You
on
circumvent
how
them?
egregious usually you have to go through the state Supreme Court first.
Okay.
But there are instances where they'll fast pass it.
Okay.
Because like say you have the death penalty and you're scheduled to be executed tomorrow. Well, okay, we need to sort the shit out, right?
Okay, so hopefully that'll happen. I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to see him be a president in Rikers Island. But see, here's my concern. Technically, the Secret Service can close that prison, or at least, at minimum, close a wing of it, because their job is to protect his life.
Right.
Period. Do you know who the head of the Secret Service is?
No.
I don't remember her name, but she was appointed by Biden. So, and she's a very weak leader.
Sounds about right.
So she could pull. She might be able to pull her Secret Service, but there's also that House member from Arkansas we talked about a few weeks ago, where he's trying to pass a law saying if you get convicted of a felony,
right,
you get no Secret Service protection.
Well, so I'll tell you what, at the Libertarian Convention, Secret Service was everywhere.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is Secret Service in general or just Trump's crew, but these guys look pretty fucking scrawny. Like there were fat guys and like little tiny guys, and I'm like, yeah, I'm sure they're trained, but I mean, what the fuck are you gonna do?
So what you're saying is, I could be a Secret Service for Trump.
Yes.
You're supposed to say no, Ron. You're not fat.
Oh, wow.
But I guess not. I guess reality kicked in there. Although, did you see him at the UFC event?
I saw like a tiny 3-second clip.
Man, they love him. And that's usually a Democrat stronghold, the young people.
But UFC's different.
Oh, yeah, I guess the fans are a little crazy. But even the UFC fighters, I mean, they acknowledged him. One time the fans shook his hand. One's like, I'm going to be donating to your campaign as soon as I get home.
Well, those guys are something else. I mean, there was one a couple weeks ago that said, you need to read Mises to learn how to fix your economy. Like after a fight, he won a fight, and he's like, read Mises. Like,
well,
okay.
there are a few libertarians out there that saying that Trump has no economy plan. But I have to default to, I liked the economy 4 years ago, before COVID. Speaking of COVID, I might have a story next week where the death numbers might have been more after the vaccine than before the vaccine.
Oh, of course.
Well, but we lost all those people to COVID.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm looking at that story right now. We'll see where that ends up at. So let's talk about Denver, Colorado.
Okay. I've been there a couple times.
No, I lived there for 2 years. Denver and Boulder. I kind of lived in both places. I love it. Great city, great state.
You into Rocky Mountain oysters?
You know what? I had to try them. I not only did I try a Rocky Mountain oyster, I also tried beer made with Rocky Mountain oysters. If you know how to make beer, you're going to understand that that's not an ingredient you would ever put in there because you get no benefit from it.
I wouldn't think so.
So what they did is during the fermentation process, they just dropped in some bull balls. Oh, no, is it bulls or cow balls?
Well, cows are female.
Cows can be men too.
Yeah, but those are bulls.
Oh, actually, I'm going to step off the different story real quick. WNBA.
Yeah.
You see what's going on there?
I don't pay attention.
They actually have a player that's good, and she's getting people to watch her. They're attacking her.
Well,
they're beating her up. They're pushing her around on the court.
Yeah, but they're doing that to everybody. I saw that.
I don't know what I saw. They pushed her to the ground.
No, but they're pushing that's how they play.
See, the WNBA is desperate for ratings, and that's bullshit.
Women are nuts, dude. Like,
That's his opinion. He could be wrong. I do not share that opinion.
They're much more violent.
But I really do. No, I know. So
no, there's clips of other players shoving each other around. I mean, they don't give a fuck.
they're just trying to get an audience, and unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
But like in the NBA, like you go like this, and that's a foul.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a foot away from you. That's a foul.
So getting back to Denver, about a month ago, Denver had an issue with the migrants coming in.
Okay.
And they're on camera going, hey, you guys got to leave. You can't be here. We don't want you here. We don't have services for you. Well, they must have got a bunch of crap for that because now they are the number one sanctuary city in the country.
Nice.
And they wrote a handbook on how to do it. And they even interviewed the mayor. Now, this is a different mayor than the one I talked about with the marijuana law, where he's like, oh, don't legalize marijuana because it's not as good as we thought it was. Yet he was cashing big fat checks. And
before we, not to interrupt, but speaking of Colorado, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday was Killdozer Day.
Oh, yes, I did see that.
Yeah, we forgot to celebrate.
So, yeah, Killdozer, for those if you're listening to this and you're libertarian, you know who Killdozer is. But it's basically a guy who got pushed around by the government of Grandy, Colorado, and he took revenge. I believe it was $70 million in damage.
Yeah, 20-year anniversary in June 4th.
He basically got inside of his Killdozer, which was a bulldozer that he retrofitted to be a Killdozer, and he basically just put steel all around it with a little gun, some gun ports, and some eye holes. And the last panel of steel that he put in was the one he welded from the inside. It took them days to get him out.
Yeah, Google that, Killdozer.
Yeah, it's good. It's Netflix has a documentary on it. It was done okay. They kind of didn't take his side, and I don't know if they should have. But he was pushed around by the government and pushed around by... Well, actually, I'll get back to the different story in a second because you know how I can't focus for shit anyway. So he had property, and some property next to him was sold, and they would not allow him to drive on the road to get off his property. Sounds like a conversation Dave and I have had before. And it was an auto body shop. And they kept blocking him. They kept just doing stuff, so he had a hard time getting back and forth to his house because they didn't like him, and they made it tough for him. So actually, I have a question for you, because I've thought about this conversation we've had numerous times. You are a big fan of privatizing everything, right?
Correct.
So this is going to be a weird question, but I have to ask. Is this a constitutional thing? Are you against the Constitution?
Philosophically, yes.
Okay, because with private property, you do not have constitutional rights.
Right.
So if you have a privatized police force, they're not there to protect your constitutional rights.
Well, no, but they also can't operate without revenue. So they have to sell you goods and services that you're willing to buy.
Oh, so you're saying the tax base would just go away?
Yeah,
we would not be paying taxes because everything's privatized.
Yeah. So you would like go on the internet and say, who's the crime enforcement services in my area? Oh, I like this. This one has 5 stars on Yelp. Let me check them out. And then you sign up for a monthly plan or whatever, and you pay, I don't know, $15, $20 a month. And then if there's a crime that happens to you, you call them up, and they figure it out.
Okay. Yeah, no, because I had thought about that because on private property with no constitutional rights, I'm like, well, that's kind of messed up. I mean, you can't carry a gun anywhere unless they allow you to.
Well, I mean,
you can't speak your mind.
It's not like they're going to ask. You already can't speak your mind. You can't go to the grocery store and
that's private property.
That's the point. Yes.
But I can go to a cop and swear in front of him, and he can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Well,
if
they
I'm
do.
on private property.
But they do.
I've sworn in front of cops before.
Yeah, but there's videos all over YouTube. They do shit all the time. And
okay.
They get away with it.
All right. No, that's fine.
Like our vice presidential candidate, Mr. Termont, who's trying to get away with breaking and entering.
Ex-cop running for Libertarian vice president. Jesus Christ.
I mean, so you're treating cops as some kind of special human that are different from the rest of us.
No, I'm actually not. I'm treating them like they have to. They have guidelines they have to follow, and they don't. I get that.
Right, but that makes them special.
But no, because you can't. You have. I mean,
Okay, can a cop can if I see you speeding, can I block your car and stop you and write you a citizen ticket?
So that's actually a very interesting question because technically you can.
No, you can't.
No, you have the right to arrest.
No, you don't have the right to do that. What I just
Well,
described.
but the problem is you're imprisoning somebody.
You can only enact a citizen's arrest if you witness a felony crime.
Oh, it's felony only?
Yes.
I don't. Oh,
And different states are different, but that's Nevada and most other states.
really?
Yes. So, for example, if I saw you shoplift, that mug, which is probably $5, I'm not allowed to citizens arrest you. But if I
Okay.
see you shoplift a giant TV, then I probably can.
I'll have to look into this. I thought any crime was up for
No.
that. Interesting.
If you do something violent, I can arrest you.
But the guidelines are very strict on a citizen's arrest.
Right.
Where a cop will just handcuff you and
Well,
throw
that's
you
what
in
I'm
the back
saying.
of the car.
Like you think cops are this special?
No,
thing
they're
with
they're
special
not.
privileges.
But they have laws they have to follow. It doesn't mean they're going to be
Well,
enforced.
the point is, in a private society, if I can only arrest you when I witness a violent crime or other serious felony, then so can the crime enforcement patrol, the private police or whatever. Right? They can't just go around and,
Well,
and
okay,
say,
then-
"Hey, you shoplifted that bug.
Well,
We're
no,
gonna
but
cuff
then
you."
okay, that brings up a good question because I was reading a thread on social media. Can the security guards of a casino handcuff you?
They're not supposed to.
I believe they can though.
In Vegas casinos, they're deputized, so it's a little bit different.
Oh, they are.
And there's also different grades of security guard. So like
Right.
there's the guys with the suits, they probably can't cuff you. But there are they have SRT or ERT on their badges or whatever.
Okay.
And they're deputized and they carry guns and they can cuff
Well,
you.
you can carry a gun without being deputized though, as a
Yeah.
security guard.
But no, these they're dressed like police.
Huh. Because if it's a privatized police force, what right do they have to arrest you?
Well, so the thing is, imagine it's a private world. They can't arrest you, but they can put their hands on you to get you off the property.
But okay, so if you're in a building that's private,
Right.
and the street itself is private, and let's assume they don't own the street, somebody else does,
Right.
they just throw you on somebody else's property.
Pretty much.
And then that person can choose to throw you on somebody else's
Right,
property.
but it's not like they just choose this for fun. It's because you're being an asshole, right? It's like people don't just.
I'm
do this for
always
fun.
being an asshole.
Well, then you better learn.
I'm going to get tossed from property to property to property. And hopefully they'll at least come back in my direction of my
Yeah,
property.
Just say, "Hey, I'm that way." Right?
And they just keep throwing me on
Yeah.
until I get to my house. I'm like, thanks for the ride, guys.
Well, so the other thing is, if you are willingly leaving, they can't put your hands on you because you're leaving, right? They told you to leave, and you're leaving. So now, if you leave the first property, now you're on the second property, and they say, "Hey, asshole, get off my property." You say, "Okay, I'm leaving." Then you continue walking.
Okay, I guess some more research to do on this little debate we've had. And the debate has been very animated, but actually usually when
That's one
Charles
word.
is involved. Hey, welcome to the podcast, Charles. Anytime you want to come on here. Oh, speaking of welcome to the podcast, hey, Chase, haven't forgot about it.
There's 1,500 on the 1,500
I saw
plus
that.
$100 on the table.
So a listener is throwing in
Yes.
$1,000.
Yes,
Holy shit, dude! Thank you. So but here's my question,
but
Chase.
that's for Chase, not for you.
I know it's not for me. I don't care. I want this asshole in that chair next to me. So Chase, give me the number. We'll try and raise it. I'm not asking you to fly to Vegas just to talk to me, but how about? I'm assuming you're going to campaign in Nevada at some point,
Right.
If you even know we're a state.
Allegedly, he did already because he's the first libertarian presidential candidate to visit all 50 states. And
Well, I mean, visit or
well,
actually
but-
like do a campaign?
No, do a
route?
campaign.
He just in the last 2 weeks.
No, he did. I don't know. He did it over the last 2 years or the last
Oh,
year. Or
okay.
something. But I don't remember him ever coming to Nevada.
Yeah, I'd like to. So when you come into Nevada, name your price.
Yeah.
I can't say we'll match it, but we will try. We will let everybody know because I want you in this chair next to me. And dude, I'm not going to be a dick. I'm really not. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to be very, very direct. And actually, there's a lot of questions you probably won't like, but they're questions you should know if you want to run for president as a libertarian, which you're not because you're a Democrat. Fucking all right, so getting back to the story I was on before, that would be Denver, Colorado.
Yeah, so the migrants, they put him in the Denver airport basement, right? That's what they did?
No, that's what the aliens are.
Oh, the okay.
And the other part,
that's what I said, the aliens.
oh no, not the illegal aliens.
Oh, okay.
The actual aliens.
Okay.
And then there's another part that's a secret prison.
Yeah.
And then there's another part that's where the president goes. Well, hopefully Biden knows how to get. Well, I guess it wouldn't be Biden getting there. It'd be a Secret Service.
No, they
agent.
just shuffle him in.
Yeah, as he poops his pants.
Yeah.
Poopy pants Biden. So,
But his butt has been wiped, though.
you know what? It's funny. Oh, by the way, that Monero giveaway, I think I mentioned it before. I do not need to see the wiping of the butt. It's all about the face. If he spreads his feet and he's got the poopy face, you get the Monero. All you gotta do is call it out. And I'm telling you, it's gonna happen because that article that came out today or yesterday was quite bad. But that's going to jump me into the next story. So let me finish the Denver story first. So Denver, Colorado now is the #1 sanctuary city in the country. And they wrote a booklet on how to handle them. And they are more than willing to help you arrive in Denver, give you what you need, and process you and get you wherever you want to go. So what they did, this is what they're doing. I guarantee you. They're going to send you somewhere else, but they're going to do it with a smile.
Nice.
They're not going to yell at you and threaten you until you leave. They're going to be like, hey, Denver's not really fun in the summertime, so let's send you to like Montana or somewhere else. Because they're like, oh, it's called because he's like, oh, it's the Abbott Express that's getting all these people here. Even though Texas doesn't have as many border crossings anymore because they put up, what are those things called that block your path? Oh, yeah, a fence. They actually stack trailers on top of each other and put barbed wire on. They're not coming across Texas anymore. They're coming across in Seattle, in San Diego. Got a story about that, too, later on today. Hopefully I don't forget. So, no, I just think that they're going to do it the Colorado way, which is do it with a smile. It's like when I lived in Boulder, it was somebody could cut you off, and you want to get mad and scream at it because in Chicago you're ready to fight and you're ready to like you cut me off, and then you see the hand come out the window, sorry, and you're like, oh, they just defused me. It's like the most passive city in the country. Although it was a great place to live years ago. I think Google kind of took that over. So I'm kind of lost now where I wanted to go because I jumped around a few different stories. I think the poopy pants, I think we covered that enough. Oh, geez, let me look at my notes then. Well, let's just move on. It'll pop back into me. So I know you're a Monero person.
Right.
Are you also a U.S. dollar person?
What does that mean?
Well, I mean, do you keep up on the ins and outs of the U.S. dollar?
Not a whole lot. I mean, more than the average person.
Well, no, it's because we actually might be on the path to a U.S. dollar crash.
Oh, I know that.
Okay. Well, no, but because now the world dollar is turning away from the American dollar.
Right.
It's turning to gold, and even our buddy Taiwan, which we protect and we help them, they're going to the BRICS system. So the U.S. dollar might be in trouble.
Somebody
people.
was saying Saudi Arabia is going to get rid of the dollar, which I don't know about that, but that would be fucked up.
I think I heard the same thing, though.
I mean, I don't know where their info is coming from.
Well, if you want to see gas prices spike, watch the U.S. dollar not be the world currency. Speaking of gas prices, they're down. Oh, they're down about 50 cents a gallon. Well, Biden did release 10 million barrels of oil.
Oh, well, there you go.
And so you got Biden released 10 million barrels of oil. He also approached the grocery store corporations and asked them to lower their prices, and they agreed. And his wife now is on the stump for him. And everything that he does, like the stumbling, the mumbling, the pooping of the pants, the getting lost on stage, going around like a Zumba on stage, his wife is saying that's what Trump does. You guys, they think we're stupid. And I'm not even being funny on this one. They truly think that we're dumb, that we only watch the TV and they can control us. Stop it.
Well, I mean, are they wrong?
Yes. Now, a month ago, a year ago,
well, so
probably
last
not.
week there was a lot of stories about there's a tape of Trump saying some bad words.
Okay.
You didn't hear that?
Is that the N-word one?
Yeah.
So actually,
and I was expecting them to come out with like an AI generated video.
People were worried about that,
but like nothing came of it. It just went
so
away.
the take that I heard on that was jury tampering.
But the jury's not supposed to hear anything.
But the jury was not sequestered. Sequestered.
Okay.
So they were looking for a reason to be mad at Trump, so they come out with this ridiculous story that they can't prove or back up that they came out with in 2020 and in 2016, and they couldn't back it up then either. So somebody said that's jury tampering because they're looking for a reason. They're trying to give the jury a reason to convict him, which I don't think they did because I think stacks of cash was all those people needed to find him guilty. But yeah, his wife is on the stump, and she was on The View.
Biden has been on tape saying that word.
Oh, a ton of times. Well, he was he eulogized Senator Byrd.
Yeah, Robert Byrd.
So apparently when you say Senator Byrd was an imperial dragon for the KKK, that will get you flagged and say that's not true.
Yeah.
He wasn't technically an imperial dragon, but he was a member of the KKK.
Right. Yeah, he wasn't high ranking.
So get that shit straight, guys, so you don't get flagged on social media. Oh, jeez. And, we'll talk about war here pretty soon, but I'd like to get back to what I was thinking about with the Denver thing, because I do lose focus every once in a while.
No. No.
Let's talk about the war pigs of this country.
A lot of those.
Do you think, okay, so growing up as a child and going through school, I was indoctrinated to think Russia is bad and they're out to kill us.
Right.
I grew up.
I just missed that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I started school in the late 80s.
Oh, okay.
And we were kind of on the Gorbachev glasnost thing.
Okay. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as a child, I'm scared of Russia. I mean, I had to be scared of Russia because I've never been to Russia. I never met a Russian, so I must be scared of them. But I grew up, I got a brain, and stopped going to public school, and started thinking for myself, and realized that Russia is not a threat. I'm not saying they're not a world power. They are. I'm not putting down Russians because I really, actually though, when I was I saw Robert Kennedy speaking at Area 15 about 6 months ago, and I was sitting right next to a reporter from Russia.
Okay.
And he kept going on camera and talking, recording himself for the news in Russia.
Yeah.
And I kept telling him, dude, just interview me. It'll be fun. And because I wanted to send love to Russia. I mean, I don't have a problem with Russians. They make good vodka. How do you hate somebody who makes good vodka? But.
So you were on RT?
Yeah, wait. RT?
Russian Times?
Oh, no, he wouldn't do it.
Oh.
He's like, no, they won't show it. And I'm like, but I'm an American. Everybody wants to see an American, and I'm big, I'm fat, and I'm bloated, and I yell and talk. I go, I'll be the typical American. He's like, no, I can't do it. But fine, I didn't think he would anyway. But he was a really cool guy. So him and I talked quite a bit. It was actually kind of nice. But so growing up, it's always been Russia's the scary people, and I've never. And as an adult, I go, nah, they're fine. They're not going to fight us. We're not going to fight them. It's not worth it, And then you got the nukes. It's mutual destruction. There's no money in it. But now, I don't know, dude. War with Russia is kind of looking like it might happen because of NATO, not because of us.
Right.
But NATO. But then again, you also have to think, what are we doing in Ukraine that we don't want people knowing about?
Well, so if Russia thinks that Trump is going to win, then wouldn't they hold off on that as much as possible?
But
knowing that Trump is not going to push that?
Well, yes, if we can get to November.
Yeah.
My concern is we're not going to make it to November.
Well, why wouldn't we?
Because we've crossed the red line that Putin already said don't cross, and we've crossed it. I mean, we technically, from what I'm hearing, we have boots on the ground in Russia, in Ukraine, and so does Great Britain has boots on the ground. Putin, or the Russian military, took out all the runways that were needed for a fighter jet or a bomber probably to take off from. So now they're saying the bombers are going to take off from Poland. And Putin goes, I'll just take that runway out too.
Yeah.
Well, that's a NATO country.
Right.
So we would have to respond.
I mean, I don't know.
You've got Germany is telling its citizens, be ready for a draft, and they don't look at sex when they draft. So the men and women of Germany will be out there. There's planning to be at different parts so they can actually invade Russia.
I just don't think this benefits Russia at all.
It doesn't benefit anybody.
Well, then why would they do it?
my thought might be, so Russia has captured parts of Ukraine that they wanted. Like there was parts of Ukraine that wanted to go back to Russia,
Right.
and now they have them.
Yeah.
I think there's one city they don't have yet, but the rest, I think Crimea, I think is the next one they want to take, and then I believe they're done.
Okay.
But what if we have secret labs or maybe an Epstein Island building there, or that we don't want that becoming public, but it's in Russian control?
Well, like he would be much better off. You know what? I'm not even going to complete that thought. But if Putin was smart, which apparently he's supposed to be, he would do something other than all-out war.
Well, he has threatened nuclear war, but I think that's just a scare tactic.
Yeah.
I don't see nuclear war because that's purely mutual destruction, and that's why we don't fire fucking nukes for.
Right.
But there's a lot more that can happen that's not nuclear war. They're already planning on, so there's missiles that apparently the Ukraine army can't fire, but only American and Great Britain military can, and they're being fired into Russia right now.
Huh.
So, I mean, you guys, you know where I'm at on this. They're going to do, the Trump shit ain't working out for him. They arrest him, they mugshot him, they convict him, they're going to lock him in prison. The dude just keeps collecting cash. He's gaining support, so they're trying to knock down his support. So again, there's always the option of martial law. Biden goes to bed as a president and wakes up as a dictator.
I mean, we're not going to put up with that, right? Like, I don't.
Are we? I mean, what are we going to do?
Just say no. I'm not doing that.
Well, I mean, again, we had a debate 3 weeks ago that I believe the immigrants are here for a reason.
Who are they? Dude.
The UN Army.
No.
No, okay. So let's be logical about this. Let's not go into our little debate on this. Let's keep it simple because we already did the debate. It would be just embarrassing to do it again. So you are familiar with the WHO Treaty? We talked about it a few weeks ago.
Right.
And there are well, this doesn't matter, but I need to mention it. 13 governors sent a letter to the White House saying that they will not be a part of the UN treaty.
Right.
They don't have a say in this. The governor cannot override the federal.
But yes, he can.
Well, the Constitution says we can, but we don't apparently follow the Constitution
regardless
anymore.
of the Constitution, like, what are they going to do? They don't have the resources to force us in line.
So I'm going to get there. And I'm glad you know what? I'm really glad you said it that exact way because that's my problem. So the WHO Treaty basically is a foreign government or a foreign entity will dictate how we react in the next pandemic. And they will choose when it's a pandemic. They have the availability of shutting down our farms. They have the ability to reallocate our food to other countries. They have the ability to redirect our finances to other countries. They have the ability to lock us in our houses.
Right, but you just say no.
Okay, I'm building.
But I understand.
I'm building a brick wall
We've
here.
already covered this.
So
they can say any fucking thing they want, just like I
right,
can.
because the police cannot enforce it because it's unconstitutional.
No, they won't enforce it.
Okay, they won't. And the United States military won't enforce it
No.
either. So what if they moved in another foreign military that doesn't care about our constitutional rights,
They
which
don't
is
have this-
the 40 million immigrants they've got into this country?
No.
2 of 3... No,
None of those people give a fuck what these orders are. They just don't. Once they're here, why would they obey that order? There's no reason for them to obey it.
Because they're here to enforce that order.
Why? Like,
Because
give me a reason.
Because the WHO wants control.
Why would
of
I,
America.
an
Oh, here
illegal
we go.
immigrant, obey this stupid fucking order? I'm free. I can do whatever the fuck I want in America, and you're going to tell me, execute Order 66.
So technically...
no. Make me.
So technically, you have a point. But you do know we're paying a bunch of these illegal immigrants who came across the border. We're housing them. We're feeding them.
Yeah, so then why would they fight?
Because the government is the one doing this, and the government is the one who wants this to happen.
Dude, like, the government can't take their homes away. They're already in the home. If the government says, oh, you got to execute Order 66, or we're going to kick you out of your home, who's going to kick them out of the home? They already don't have the resources.
No, there's 40 million illegal immigrants of
Yes.
military age.
And why
in
would
this
they
country
fight
right
for
now.
the WHO instead of
Well,
for
technically,
us?
they're fighting for the UN.
Why would they fight for the
Because
UN
they're
instead
a
of for
UN
us?
army already. You know, the UN has an
That's
army.
not an answer. That's
The UN
that's
has
your,
an army.
No, that's not
and
an
they're
answer.
being brought in to enforce
That is
the
not
WHO
an
treaty.
answer.
The WHO
Why
treaty-
would they do that?
Because the WHO treaty benefits
That's
other
not an
countries
answer.
over us.
That's not an answer.
Why
would the individual
sounds like an answer to
person?
me.
No. Why would the individual person that you claim is a soldier obey these orders?
So why do the military of the United
Just
States
answer the
government,
question.
why do people go to war and fight for our government?
Because they're getting a paycheck.
So are the immigrants.
No, they're not.
Yes, they're being paid
No, they're
by
not.
the federal government.
They're getting their own jobs.
There's first of all, they can't work in this country.
Oh, come on. You know that's bullshit.
There's people trying to hire them, but not all of them.
Yes, they
can't
do.
We don't have enough jobs for 40 million
That's
people.
not how the fucking economy works. There's not a number of jobs that some asshole with a spreadsheet marks off.
We will put this down the road a little bit, but I believe that's what they're here for, because there's a guy in California. So these immigrants are coming across the border, and they're throwing away their IDs. Anything that identifies them, they're shredding them, throwing them away.
Okay, that's not in your favor. That means the government can't find them to issue the orders.
Okay, so the underground, you don't think they've got an underground communication network, maybe on the dark
No, why
web?
the fuck would the dude, like...
Okay, you and I disagree on this, and that's fine. I'm cool with that. I don't want to start that whole fight up
You're
again.
building this whole fucking giant pyramid of logic where, like, the very first steps make no fucking sense.
They do make sense.
No, they don't.
You just don't want to believe it.
No, they just don't make sense. There's
Okay.
no motive.
There is. It's
No,
to
there is
overthrow
not.
America.
Why would they want to do that? They are here making money for their families.
Okay.
They're free.
No.
Why would they get rid of that?
No, they're not. They're not here.
Yes,
with their-
they are.
First of all, if they brought their families with them
They're sending the money back.
to a communist country,
So what?
okay, no, that's fine. But they're being paid to be here, so we'll have to see how this works out. But I'm telling you right now.
So dumb.
Well, actually, I do
It
have
just
another
makes
theory,
no
though.
sense.
No, it does, because the UN. Okay, so the Democrats, what they're doing in the government right now with prosecuting Trump, they're lying to the American people. They're just making sure. Why are they doing that?
Because they're idiots. Again, there's
dude,
no
okay.
there's no
Okay.
fucking plan.
Kim-
the same way as the Libertarian Convention.
Was a
there's
plan.
no plan.
There's a plan.
There's goals.
No, there's a
And
plan.
dude,
Okay.
this is helping Trump. So if this is the plan, it's the dumbest fucking
doesn't
plan
help
ever
Trump
made.
if
Yes,
Marshall-
it does. His poll numbers are up.
Okay, and if there's no election, who gives a shit?
Then we don't obey them anymore.
And they already have 40 million soldiers here to stop us.
They're not going to do anything.
Okay.
There's no reason for them to obey.
The way the Democrats are acting, they're trying to destroy this country.
Dude, you don't get
So
it.
they're
They
okay.
have goals.
They have
Their
a
ways
plan.
of achieving those goals make no fucking
Okay,
sense.
the New York court case, was that a plan with Trump that convicted? Was that a plan?
It wasn't a plan.
What the? Does anybody have a
It
plan?
was, let's get Trump.
No.
Trump
You-
bad. Trump
you-
bad.
you
Trump
had-
bad.
you had a-
Trump bad. Let's get Trump. That's what it was.
This is
it
my
wasn't
opinion.
a plan. It's all fucking
My
emotions
opinion.
by monkeys.
The judge colluded with the jury, colluded with the federal
It
government.
wouldn't fucking matter because
A
they're
collusion is a
Dude.
plan.
dude.
It's a
You
plan.
don't fucking get it.
No, you don't know what the
This
fucking plan
does-
is. I think it's becoming evident. You don't know what a plan
Dude.
is.
Prosecuting Trump does not achieve their goals.
They
It's not
thought
a
it
plan, it's emotion. They are emotionally
They-
disturbed by Trump. They have TDS,
Right.
and they have no control over their actions.
And they thought, okay, so why is all of a sudden the news media picking up, oh, he's a felon now, he's a convicted felon, he's a convicted felon.
Who cares?
That was their fucking plan.
No, it's not
We
a
convict
plan.
him of
If it was a plan, it would be working.
No, because the American people
Yes.
have wised up. We
No,
go
it's
back
not
to the-
that we fucking wised up. It's that they had no plan. They're operating on pure TDS.
So the day after the conviction,
Dude,
how
have you
many
met a
news
person
media-
with TDS?
Yes, I actually have.
Okay, do they have plans? No, they just shout and scream and
Again,
say whatever bullshit
I'm
comes
not
to their
talking
brain.
about the random pink-haired
It's
person
the
walking
same
down
people.
the street.
It's the same fucking
This
people.
is the Democrat Party
It's the same fucking
who
people.
made a plan,
It's the same fucking
who
people.
organized.
It's the same people, dude.
Then how did
No,
every
it's-
news agency in this country that's
That's not
Democrat
an
leading,
argument. They all saw it happen and they reacted with their
they
emotions.
said the exact same words. The exact same words.
That's not an argument.
the exact.
That is not an argument.
So let's say there's 50 media channels in this country that did that. All these reporters, without talking to one another, all said, the exact
That is not an
same
argument that
words.
there's a plan.
That is a plan.
No, it's fucking not,
All
dude.
you guys
Dude,
say this.
go look at a fucking football coach's playbook. That is a plan. That's 500 fucking pages of plays and counters to plays and reactions and what to do in this situation. The Democrats don't have any of that.
So if
they have Trump bad, let's get Trump.
So if a football team loses, did they not have a plan? Or is their plan just bad?
Their plan was not as good as the other team's plan.
Okay. So the Democrats have a plan,
No,
it's just not as good.
We don't have a plan. You're saying the American people didn't buy it. The American people don't have a plan.
True.
So how did we win? How did our plan beat their plan?
Because we stopped listening to CNN.
That's not how it fucking
MSN.
works, dude. Somebody that has a plan will always beat somebody that doesn't, okay?
It's a plan.
Dude, just listen to what I just said. Somebody with a plan will always beat somebody without a plan. Every single time.
Like at the Libertarian Convention.
But the Democrats,
like the gay
who you claim have a plan, shut the fuck up. The Democrats who you said have a plan lost to the American people who do not have a plan. So what you just said contradicts yourself.
No, the Democrats.
Yes,
I said the Democrats had a plan. Then
they must have not.
Then why
are they
not
winning?
using processing?
Why aren't they winning? Why aren't they winning?
Because their plan sucks.
Well, we don't have a plan.
Like the Golden Knights.
But the American public doesn't have a plan.
The Golden Knights are not going to the World Cup.
You're not answering my question. The American public has no plan.
Right.
We're just random people doing our own thing.
Well,
so why can't the Democrats beat us?
Yes and no on that. There's not. I never said the American people had a plan. We're just tired
That's right.
of the
We don't have a plan.
But the Democrats have a plan.
No,
it's
they
just
don't.
not working.
No, they don't. They have goals, and they're using monkey emotions to achieve those goals.
It's a plan.
A monkey sees the banana, and it just tries to reach for the banana. It doesn't fucking make complex plans to build a ladder to get up the tree and to solve the puzzle to get the banana.
So this is another question I have, and this kind of picks up a few things. Do we have a way for people to contact us outside, our listeners, besides, I mean, like Rumble's got a chat on the next to their window. Do we have like a way that people? I know we have the SNEX thing.
Well, you can. There's all the ways to contact us are on the website.
Okay, so there's way. So Chase Oliver, this is for you, and our listeners, this is for you. Come to us and. For the American people, tell us who's right and wrong in this, because we will yell and scream and call each other names about this for the next 3 hours in my very, very hot garage. And then now, Chase Oliver, now you have a way to contact us. Contact me. I want to talk to you, bitch boy. So let's move on. I know I'm right. I know you're wrong, but that's cool. But I like you, so you can be wrong. No response to that? You're letting me get away with that?
Everyone's a monkey. Everyone's a monkey. I'm sorry. They're just monkeys. It's like
a monkey with a plan.
No, monkeys don't make plans.
When a monkey throws shit at another monkey, you don't think
there's no plan.
That's a plan to put more shit on that monkey. No, it's not.
It's just I don't like that monkey. There's no plan. A plan takes forethought, like a prefrontal cortex that these people don't have.
If they're dumb people, make dumb plans.
No,
right?
Dumb people don't make plans.
Oh, okay.
That's why they live paycheck to paycheck.
Up to the listeners. Leave it up to the listeners. Because I don't want to go. I mean, I love the debate. Don't get me wrong. We can do this all, but we just did. I don't want to keep doing that forever.
I mean, like the Libertarians don't have a plan. Democrats don't have a plan. Republicans don't have a plan. Nobody has a fucking plan.
Now, I will admit, Republicans have no plan, but that's because they're too scared to do anything because they're just as guilty as the Democrats.
No, it's because they're emotional monkeys.
No, a lot of them have been filmed on Epstein Island, and the FBI has showed them the film, and they're just sitting down and shutting the fuck up.
They're emotional monkeys. That's all it is.
No.
You don't need Epstein Island to explain that.
So does Trump have a plan to win the presidency?
Trump is the difference here.
Okay.
So now this is something I was actually discussing the other day with some of the libertarian people that I'm riding their ass over not having a plan. Now, the Republican Party in 2015, let's say, was Jeb Bush, John McCain, Mitt Romney.
Right.
And Trump shows up. He's a fucking like reality TV star.
Right.
And Trump says, "I'm gonna win."
Right.
How did he do that?
He had a plan.
He had a plan.
Okay.
Now, why the fuck did it work so well? Like, it's not like if you had a plan to beat the Vegas Knights, right? You still have to practice for fucking 15 years and learn how to ice skate.
Sure.
Now, how the fuck did Trump, who has no political understanding whatsoever, take this? I mean, the plan was basically I'm going to make fun of Jeb. I'm going to make fun of Mitt Romney.
No,
and I'm going to have meme lords like make memes on Twitter.
No, so Trump.
Yes, that was his plan.
No, in my opinion, Trump saw basically a hole in the American voters that they're tired of voting for. What is it?
Yeah, but why didn't these experts
Bush,
see it?
Bush, Clinton, Bush, Obama, Clinton. It was supposed to be Clinton again, and then probably Obama again.
So why
after
didn't
that.
all these experts, these masters of political sphere, see any of that? Why didn't they see that coming?
A lot of us saw it.
No, they didn't.
I
They were
did.
fucking blindsided.
No, I think Trump knew. So okay, so let's talk about passion for a second, and I truly think this is where Trump succeeded at, and this is why he won over the hearts of the American people. When a politician speaks, it's doublespeak. He can make an hour speech and you walk away, and you don't even know what the fuck he said. He just says a bunch of words that Republicans are good. We're gonna win, yay! And Democrats are bad. We need to not elect them. They never say anything. Trump, every time that dude walks right to the microphone, you know exactly where he stands. You know what his feelings are. You know he's not lying. And I think that was his plan, to just come out, be honest, and just shit talk. And people go, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, but
that dude is funny.
That's such a simple, basic fucking plan. Why did it steamroll these people that were in power for decades?
Because they're stupid.
That's my point. Thank
No.
you. I win. They're
No.
stupid. They're all fucking stupid.
Okay, we're talking
They're
about...
still stupid today.
So
the Democrats are still stupid today.
Well,
They're all
first,
stupid.
technically, I'm talking about the Republican primary people.
I understand that.
The Jed Bush and
but
those people.
were beating the Democrats
But
in
I
elections.
will give you, all politicians are dumb or ignorant right now. Ignorant is not knowing. They haven't realized what the internet can do. They haven't realized...
why?
No, this is because I've had
But
this...
why?
Because they're too stupid
They're
to
too
realize it.
stupid. Thank you.
It doesn't mean they can't make a plan.
Yes, it does.
No,
Stupid
the
people,
internet's-
by definition,
The internet snuck
cannot
up
make
on them.
plans.
The internet snuck up on them. Rumble snuck
Dude.
up on them. X snuck up on them.
Stupid people, by definition, cannot make plans. That's why they're always poor. That's why they're stupid.
The Democrats aren't poor. The elected Democrats in Congress, I believe the top two
Right, they're criminals.
make $400 billion in the bank.
Right, they're criminals.
So they had a plan to make that money.
No. Someone came and told
But
them.
they're not stupid, right?
No, some smart accountant came and told them, hey, if you put your money, just give me your money and I'll do this for you. And they said, oh, yeah, okay. And then they did it. And it was that simple.
No.
Yes.
No. They had a plan.
You think Nancy fucking Pelosi knows what the fuck she's doing in the stock market? No. She has accountants, and those accountants are smart people.
But the accountants are not the ones casting the vote to make companies swing a certain way.
No,
so
but
she
they
can
ask her
profit
the
on it.
questions. They say, hey, Nancy, what happened in Congress today? How did this vote go?
Oh,
she says,
so-
we voted yes for this. Okay,
I
put
think
your money here.
I think it's more sinister than that. I think that conversation happens before the stock is bought and before they
obviously.
plan. I'll vote this way on this bill, so this corporation is going to
Yeah,
get
but
benefit
she's
or
not doing
suffer.
any of the planning. The accountants are doing the planning. They're saying, oh, Nancy, you have shares in NVIDIA. So when the vote comes up about Ethereum, you vote yes on that.
So what you're saying is dumb people can hire smart people to make the plan for them.
Yes.
So the whole Trump trial, you don't think they hired somebody smart to make that plan?
They could have, but they didn't.
Gotcha.
But they didn't.
Oh, how do you know?
Because I saw them in court. They're fucking idiots. Look at the arguments that Alvin Bragg made. Fucking clown.
I believe
They had a smart guy.
No, hold on.
They had a smart guy, and he said, I'm not going to do this
Let's talk
trial.
about the
It makes no
prosecutor.
sense.
Let's talk about the prosecutor. Was it Alvin Bragg? He was the one who brought the charges. He got a prosecutor from where? Do you know?
I don't know the details.
The number 3
Oh,
guy
that was the prosecutor
in
in
the
court?
federal
Yeah.
prosecutor.
Okay.
He was he was 3 in line.
Okay.
He quit that job and decided to get a job in the New York prosecutor's
That doesn't make him
office.
smart.
Makes him he had a plan. Because
No, it
I
doesn't.
hope someone's watching. Does he now? So if he goes back to
Okay,
the prosecutor's
no, hold on a
office-
second. Alvin Bragg says, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I need help with this, Joe Biden.
So
So Joe
if-
Biden says, here, I'll send you this guy. That's not a plan.
No, they can't.
That's not a plan.
He had to quit his job
Yeah. So what?
and go get a job in New York.
So what?
What's the pay? What's the pay difference in that?
I don't know.
I'm sure it's huge.
That's not a plan, though.
We'll send you a federal
That's
prosecutor.
just, hey, I can't do this. I need help.
It's a
Oh,
plan.
yeah, here, take this guy.
It's a plan.
That's not a plan.
Oh, okay, no. What you just said was a plan.
That's not a
We
plan.
tell Joe Biden we don't know how to prosecute. Oh, I'll send you a guy.
No, they did. They told
That's
him
the
that.
plan.
They told him that because that's the reality.
That's the plan.
That's not a plan.
So,
that's a
okay.
moron saying, "Hey, I'm too stupid to do this. I need help." It's not a plan.
So we'll send you a federal prosecutor who's good at this.
But he's not good at it.
You got a conviction on 34 counts.
Anybody could have gotten that conviction.
No one should have gotten that conviction.
Anyone could have gotten that conviction.
Oh, Lordy.
I could have gotten that conviction.
All
Hey,
right,
New York, everyone in New York, it's Trump. Guilty, right? Yeah, okay, guilty. Let's go home.
But here's the thing. They were relying on a state or a city, technically, that hates Trump.
Yeah.
But yet, when he's doing his events in the Bronx, they turn out in a large...
We don't know
very
where
large,
those people are from.
No, a lot of them were being interviewed. Like, we're from the Bronx.
Anyone
We're from
can
the
say
South
that.
End of Bronx. So you think, what, people from, like, Kentucky or Indiana drove over to the Bronx?
Okay, who are these people at the Libertarian Convention that showed up and took all the seats? Who are those people?
That would...
They
wait,
were from
hold on.
DC?
No. Are we talking about for the Trump speech?
Yes.
Or for the plan they had to get the gay mafia in?
No, for the Trump speech.
Well, there was tickets opened up for Trump supporters.
Yeah, but where do these people come from? They weren't from D.C.
I don't know where they were from.
That's my point. They come from all over the place.
I think their plan was to have pro-Trump people in there so they could cheer and go, yay,
Yes.
as the libertarians went, boo.
Yes.
Right, so they just wanted people in there to counteract the boos.
Right.
It's a plan.
Right. Trump makes
g-
plans. That's what you're not getting. That's
he's
why
not-
Trump steamrolls these people, because he knows how to make a plan.
Well,
and his
but
plans are fucking
then-
like level 1 plans. They're not great.
Then what
but
happened?
they're better than zero.
What happened in 2020 with his plan?
I mean, there's a whole shitload of stuff with
So the
that.
Democrats planned better. Did you see 2,000 Mules?
No, but I saw that was all made up. Like it just came out. It was all made up.
Dinesh D'Souza,
Yes.
he made that up.
Yes.
CNN said that?
No, it was the publisher or like someone involved with distributing the movie said we're going to take the movie down because it's not up anymore.
I will have to...
Look it up, it's not up
I
anymore.
will.
You're on the laptop
I
right
can't
now.
well, no, because I don't want to go on the toggling the windows and yelling at you and telling you how
So
stupid
it was
you
all,
are.
it was all made up.
I-
So 2020, it was
But,
not
okay,
again.
fine.
It was not a plan. It was a bunch of shit happened, and monkeys just took advantage of it.
So in Milwaukee, the head of the elections of Milwaukee got fired because she was filling out ballots. In Michigan, they lost all their ballots, and they were supposed to keep them by law. You're supposed to keep them; they're gone. In Georgia, there were
Have you talked to any of these
350.
people?
Huh?
Have you talked to any of these people?
Well,
They're morons.
The Georgia one is this.
You
came out
don't
in a
need
courtroom.
evil to explain this stuff.
But all these people, like, I hate Trump so bad, I'm going to risk my job and make sure he wins Wisconsin. Make sure he wins Georgia. But they never talk. So you don't know anybody else is doing this. So the people had to talk to say, if he loses Georgia, if he loses Wisconsin, so this is what you do. He's going to lose Wisconsin because you're going to fill out
they didn't do any of this stuff.
the ballots were pre-filled out. That's been proven. She had her staff members doing that.
It hasn't been proven.
In Georgia, no, that was they fired her and charged her. In Georgia, there's 350,000 ballot images
the
missing.
more I get involved in this political world, the more I realize that everyone's a fucking moron. Nobody has a plan other than like level 1 plans like Trump had, and like those people can steamroll. Like if we got a fucking like Fortnite team, like a top playing Fortnite team,
Yeah.
and got more people more people to have the numbers, we would steamroll too. It's fucking pathetic. They're all idiots.
No.
Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. It's
Nope,
it's unbelievable.
there are plans being made.
No, there's not.
Okay, so in November, there's no one but Trump has a plan in November.
I'm sure there's always some level of cheating, right? No matter, in every election.
True, and
In
that's
every
not a
election.
plan. That I'll give you is not a plan.
I mean, like that stuff. Well, it can be a plan,
Well, okay, I'm just
But
trying
like-
to give you something because you're wrong on everything else.
but that's as far as it goes. It's like, okay, we're gonna put these ballots here, and then that's what we do. That's just what we do.
Trump, in my opinion, from
If
what
something
I
goes
saw,
wrong, they have no react. They have no way
Trump
to deal
won almost every state in 2020.
with it. No, he didn't.
Oh, yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
And the plan and the plan came together, and he lost.
We had mail-in ballots that because of COVID.
Oh, okay. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about mail-in ballots.
That wasn't a plan.
Let's talk about mail-in ballots.
That wasn't a plan.
They were used in great numbers to help Biden get over the top.
Right.
In 2020, in Nevada, we were not allowed to mail out ballots to everybody. CIS elected an emergency order under a COVID
Right.
emergency to give everybody ballots.
Right.
So
That's
everybody
not a
got
plan.
ballots that
That's not a
technically
plan.
broke the law to do it
That's not a plan.
without the state.
That's not a plan. That's Trump bad. Oh, other state did that? Oh, let's do that.
Well, no, they didn't know they were doing it because it all happened
Yes,
on
they
election
did.
night.
Yes, they
Oh, I
did.
guess
We
the
all
mail-in
had ballots
ballots.
early. I still
Okay.
have mine. It's got the fucking post date on it.
So apparently now that's Nevada law. We all get mail-in
yeah,
ballots from now
yeah.
on.
Now they're doing it.
I don't know why CISLAC didn't shut that down. No, I mean Lombardo. Sorry,
But it's
What did
not.
it say?
I mean, it's just not a plan. They're just monkeys reacting. So like, COVID wasn't a plan, right?
oh, COVID was a
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
No, it
oh,
wasn't.
dear God.
It wasn't a plan. Like Fauci was funding this research in China, right? And some dumb fuck lab tech dropped a vial somewhere. That's not a plan. That's an accident. And the virus got out, and it started spreading across China. And China panicked and said, "Oh, it's from a wet market. It was a bat, right? And someone ate a bat."
So you might have a valid point that on COVID only not being a plan.
And then, well, I'm still going though. So now Fauci gets word of this. He's like, "Oh fuck, we were funding that. What do we do? We got to do something."
So he made a plan.
No, he didn't make a plan. He reacted emotionally like a monkey.
Okay.
If
so
he had a plan, he wouldn't have changed his fucking mind 200 times.
did you watch? Have you been watching the Fauci?
I haven't
interviews?
watched it, but I've watched the reactions to it.
So, okay, this might work. I'm assuming you're a libertarian, so you know what this means. Freedom of Information Act.
Right.
Okay, so Fauci's team brought in a specialist to tell them how to do things to keep things out of freedom, to keep things from being FOIA'd.
Okay.
Is that a plan?
That's like a level
Oh, okay,
one.
okay,
That's like a
okay.
level one plan.
So Fauci came up with a plan after it all started.
right.
Okay, so and it worked though. You
It
say
didn't
level
work, 'cause
one,
now it's out there. We know.
but it worked for the purpose of what they wanted it to do.
What do you think they wanted it to do?
Make Trump lose.
No, that's not what Fauci wanted to do.
That's what COVID-
Fauci wanted to save his own ass because he was funding this lab.
No, Fauci wanted
Yes.
to be a rock star, and he was for all of 2020.
But he knew that his career was going to end. He was going to go to prison if this was pinned
You
back
think
on
they're
him.
going to lock up Fauci?
If this came out right away.
It's coming out now.
Yeah, but if it came out then,
It's bad.
you're not listening. If it came out then,
Right. So why
and he was pinned as the responsible one
So why didn't it come out then? Because they had a plan, right?
because Fauci had his little level one plan that, nobody else had a contingency for because people are fucking stupid. I mean, like, if my boss emailed me and said, "Hey, Dave, we're going to do stuff we're going to do stuff on Google from now on," like, that to me is a big red fucking flag, okay?
Right.
But I am the only person in the fucking world that would think that. Now, I actually worked for a company in Chicago.
Okay.
We were fintech, so we had to obey SOX compliance,
Okay.
which means all internal communications have to be logged for 7 years and audited and all this bullshit, right?
Okay.
So the developers, they started using this other chat program that was off the company servers,
Okay.
and they all started doing it. And these are all allegedly smart developers who were briefed on the SOX compliance.
Right.
They knew they weren't supposed to be doing this, but they went ahead and fucking did it anyway.
Okay.
And I wouldn't go on there because what I told them is, if some shit breaks and we're held liable for it, you guys are fucked.
Okay,
Because
agreed.
you're communicating off of the servers.
Yeah.
That's going to be viewed as
Collusion.
malicious.
Oh, but it's okay.
But they weren't actually maliciously trying to do stuff. They're just fucking morons.
So Hillary Clinton, with her emails on her server
Yeah.
that she destroyed and wiped down with
Right.
bleach bit, not the bleach that you would wipe on the
No.
computer, an actual program.
Yes.
She said that.
Yeah.
She goes, "You mean like a rag and bleach?"
Yeah.
Okay. And crushing the SD cards on
Right.
the phones with a
Right.
hammer. That wasn't a plan.
It's not really because
She didn't go to jail for it.
well,
She should have. Obama had
I mean,
a private
that's-
server too.
That's not. So this is a thing in the hacker world, right? If you are engaged in certain activities, you have a data destruction plan. right?
Okay.
So like, you take your hard drives and you throw them in acid.
Wait, I'm sorry. Data what now?
Data destruction plan.
So a data destruction plan.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
So you would
I
take
wanted
your
to say
hard
plan
drives,
again.
throw them in acid, have your machines able to unplug and instant wipe. And it was in the show Mr. Robot, if you watch that. Like he
I
would
don't
do
think
this
so.
every month or something.
Okay.
He would wipe his whole machine setup. Now, what Hillary Clinton did, that's not pre-planned.
That was a data destruction plan.
No, that's not a data destruction plan. That's, oh, fuck, what do we do? You don't hit shit with hammers.
You break it up, it's unreadable.
It's not
Can
unreadable.
you put it back together? A little SD card.
Yes.
I don't mean the big hard drive.
Yes.
You could.
I mean, like, you would need some complicated shit, and it would be expensive. I'm sure the government
So you
has
would need
these
a plan to rebuild those SD cards that were busted by hammer.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I doubt the Hillary Clinton team that was doing whatever the fuck on this server had this data destruction plan in the event of we get raided.
Okay, we gotta stop saying the word plan. It's driving me crazy. Since we're on Hillary Clinton, let's hang out there for a while. I kind of just tipped you off where I'm going with this, but Biden is not going to be the nominee. He's not.
We'll see.
Who do you think it's going to be?
I have no idea.
Because Kamala Harris apparently she's next in line. I don't even understand that whole thing. Because if you suck as a Democrat president, you suck as a vice president, and you should be primaried and be replaced if you can't do your fucking job, which they couldn't. They proved it. But yet, for some reason, she has the right to do it. There's no way they're running that cackling, whatever she is. I'm not even going to say those words.
I don't see why they would make Hillary Clinton go.
So the thing is, you need another politician who's a well-known Democrat who's willing to trash their career, because it's like if Biden was 40 years younger, he would not be in politics again.
Right.
So you have to, like Gavin Newsom, he's got years left in the political,
Right.
so he's not going to want to do this. Michelle Obama, she already had her shit with when Barack was in office, so she's not coming in again. For a while, I was thinking, I still kind of think that it might be Robert F. Kennedy. But yeah, I know. Well, no, deals are being made. He wants to be president. He's willing to compromise he's already compromised his principles already by his VP pick. Because his VP pick they do not have the same ideology.
Right.
So he had to compromise his VP pick for cash. And she's bringing in a ton of
Yeah, but
fucking
Democrats
cash.
hate him.
He's the Democrat Party god. He's a Kennedy.
No, they hate his guts.
Because he's an anti-vaxxer. But
Yeah.
But okay, but that's again. I was thinking it would be him because out of desperation, because they had a plan. That plan fell apart, so they had to make a new plan. Sorry.
See, that's what
I'm
saying.
just poking a bear right
that's
now.
That's
But
why they had no plan.
I think it's Hillary
because
Clinton.
if the plan falls apart and you got to make a new one, then you never really had a plan.
You suck at making plans.
No,
Stop
you never
saying
had
the
a
word fucking plan.
You just never had a plan.
So I think Hillary Clinton is going to be the one. She's on the stump right now.
I don't know, man.
She hasn't written a book, but she's on the stump. Oh, recently written a book, but she's on the stump. And come on, man. Yeah, rematch?
Yeah, but she lost. She lost horribly.
Well, again, they have a plan.
You don't have a plan.
No, I agreed. She did. But you need a politician who is so greedy to be president that they'll do anything. And it's her.
Maybe. I don't know.
She wants to be the first woman president. She said it. She
How
said
old is she?
She's got to be early 70s, I believe.
Okay.
Are you looking it up?
No, I'm...
Oh. Yeah, I mean, she's not like Biden age or
Right.
Trump age. I think she's younger than, but not much.
Okay.
She went to high school in the suburbs of Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Park Ridge Des Plaines.
Right.
The high school feeds from both cities, so I don't know what city she lived in. So that's kind of where I'm going with that. I believe Hillary Clinton might be stepping up to take
good
the
luck.
reins. Hey, she's going to lose. But first of all, the Democrats have no one who's going to beat Trump.
Right.
In a fair fight, even in an unfair fight where they cheat, because if the black community supports Trump like what I'm hearing, oh dear God, they can't cheat. They're not. No, it's big numbers. I mean, you've got rappers coming out for him. You've got black people doing posting videos on TikTok, and he just joined TikTok, by the way,
Right.
and just loaded up with supporters. So his Trump's plan right now is make it too big to cheat, and that's kind of where, to me, that looks like where he's
See,
going.
now that's a plan, right? Like
Right.
where if no matter what the opponent does, you're ready for it. That's a plan.
Right. Like the
But-
gay mafia did at the Libertarian Convention, but we
No,
won't get into that.
They weren't ready for anything.
We're so ready.
They
for
were
it.
not ready
They
for
milked
anything.
you guys like a cow,
Dude.
Meh,
They were
meh.
not ready for fucking anything. Like, where are you getting this information? The fact that they won
Okay,
is not an argument.
We can't keep doing the same.
You're the one who did
conversation.
it.
I made a fucking cheap shot at you. Deal with it. You make cheap shots at me all the time. I let it go. So no, but they just need someone who's willing to trash their career. And I think Hillary Clinton, and she's got name recognition, and Bill's going to come out, and he's going to be like, hey, people,
I mean, the
vote
problem
for my wife.
The problem is, like, if you're waiting for Biden to tank the debates,
He's not
you're-
debating.
well, I mean, it's in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever. But if you're waiting for that, you are way behind. Like,
What do you mean?
if you go on, like, Predict It, where they bet on the president, like, I mean, Trump is back in the lead. Trump was down on the day he got convicted, and then, like, next day he was back up again.
So in 2020, who was the presumptive winner of the presidential race? It was Trump.
Well, but the point is, like, Clinton's not even on there.
Yet.
Yeah, but if people thought that what you were saying was realistic,
Okay,
she would be on there
No,
somewhere.
so Biden is getting worse. Okay, so Biden's had some serious issues come up. Forget about his son and the laptop. That's a shit show, and we've now proved the laptop was not Russian disinformation, but still we want to find those people in the government said it was and fire them. But Biden, he's got I believe it. I don't know what newspaper it was, but it was one of the bigger ones that basically said he's not coherent. He's not able to read his cards anymore, which is stuff we've all known. But now they're actually putting it in the papers, so that they're basically going after him, and to get him out because apparently he has to step down. So they have to embarrass him so bad that even his wife goes, "Oh, it's
I mean,
time
he
to step
doesn't,
down."
though, because they have a primary. They can do whatever they want in the primary, but also the Democrats can just ignore the results of the primary.
That's not what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that if he wants it, he gets it.
I don't
Because
think
he's
that's
a sitting
in their
president.
That's in their laws.
That's what I said before. I'm confused on that because they cannot kick him off. Or Kamala Harris. She's next in line.
I don't think it works that way.
That's what everyone is saying. That's all I was shocked when I heard it. I don't understand why. Because even George Bush was primaried. He won the primary, but he had some people trying to primary him legitimately,
Right.
not like, Bozo the Clown. I mean, he literally had people primarying him on his second run. But no, so they've got to get him to step down. Oh, but before, so I got a couple more things that popped in my head again. Damn it! But I do believe that. But do you think he's got a immunity paper already filled out for his family? Like if he was to die, would they enact? Because his brother is dirty and guilty of a lot of
I
stuff.
don't think you can't have a posthumous pardon.
What if it's just sitting there already written and signed, just waiting to be brought out to the American
Then
people?
why not just do it?
Because because they want to wait till after the election because they don't want him to be pardoning criminals because that's what the Biden
Well,
family
but if
is.
they wait till after the election, then I guess
Yeah, no, it's to save them.
Yeah.
It's to save them from going to jail.
Maybe.
Because Hunter's not going to jail. Hunter should get convicted.
No, he should get he should have the case thrown out on Second Amendment grounds.
He filled out a form that said he does not do
Yeah,
drugs.
the form's unconstitutional.
Why is that? So you can do drugs?
Why should I need a form to exercise my rights to buy a gun?
Yeah. I mean, he did have a crack pipe in his mouth, a gun in his hand.
So
Okay. See, that's where the libertarian thing kind of falls apart for me.
No,
but
it
I get it.
doesn't.
But I respect it. I
I have a right
how-
to protect my crack with guns.
I got a crack pipe and you ain't getting it.
That's right.
Come and take it. So, yeah, no, I think there's some plans going on, and hopefully none of them work out, and Trump's plan works. It's, but I believe greater that the plan is to do like a martial law kind of thing before the election.
They
Do something to stop the election.
I don't know.
Okay, so
and,
what?
and even if that does happen, that doesn't mean it was planned.
So what happens if Trump gets in?
and he gets in.
He can crucify a lot of people.
Yeah.
And charge a lot of people because that's been broken. You can now charge
right.
You can charge politicians for what they do in office.
Yeah, but like they don't even think on that level.
Oh, I think they do. I think they do.
don't. This happened in the Soviet Union. I mean, like they would have these show trials for the party members that supposedly sabotaged and backstabbed and blah blah blah, and this guy who was the prosecutor knew that it was bullshit.
Okay.
He knew he was lying about his fellow party member. Now, why didn't he think in his brain, oh, they're going to do this to me next? Well, they fucking did. Why didn't he think of it?
Okay, so we have 5 weeks till the next plan is enacted. And I'll tell you what the plan is. They're going to convict Trump. They convict him. They're going to put him in jail.
Yeah, I believe that.
And then they're going to pull the Secret Service.
I don't think they're
like I said,
going to be able to do that.
The head of the Secret Service is not a fan of Trump, and she's a Biden supporter.
So I think at that point...
So if that happens, is that a plan?
It's not a plan.
I just said it. It hasn't happened yet.
It's not. That doesn't mean it's a plan.
So it's my speculation that's going to happen. It's other people's speculation that's going to happen.
What do they think the result of that is going to be?
Could be death in prison.
Do you really think that people are going to kill Trump in prison if they take away Secret Service?
Without Secret Service, yes. I liked your point from before, where the prisoners would rally around him, but we also have the CIA. I mean, look at the president of Mexico.
I'm not even saying what happens to Trump. I'm saying what happens.
They'll kill him.
You're not answering. Like I just said, don't think about what happens to Trump.
Okay.
What happens?
So he gets sentenced to time in jail.
He gets sentenced to prison,
and he has to.
And they take away the Secret Service.
Go to jail.
What happens? Not to Trump.
So
what happens?
Well, that's what I'm talking about, though. So Trump is going to be in jail.
Yes.
And he's going to have no protection besides the prison guards.
Now what's going to happen?
They're going to put someone in there to kill him.
You're not. I just said don't talk about Trump.
I don't understand your question.
Don't talk about Trump.
Because the plan is to remove the Secret Service.
There are 330 million Americans. One of them is Trump.
So you're saying
what happens if they take away Trump's protection?
Okay, I'm lost in your question.
So you're just going to sit on your fat ass and tweet about it?
Oh, so you're saying that that's going to be that's our red line.
I'm not saying or anything. I don't belong to this group of maniacs. I'm saying that people can tell that this action is an attempt to kill Trump.
So people around the country are going to get in our pickup trucks with our guns, and we're going to drive to Rikers Island to break them out.
Again, you're saying the word we.
Well,
I'm not a part of this.
The royal we.
I'm not going to be doing
people.
this.
I ain't doing it either. But we the people.
Why the fuck do you think they wouldn't?
Because they've never done it before. Look at
what?
All this shit we've gone through. That's going to be the.
But we survived all that. Like there's a point at which
there's no way
there's a point at which there's still hope. And that point is not what you just said.
There's no way they can communicate that plan. So
they don't need to.
So
what do you mean it's on Twitter?
No, the government would know about it before.
It wouldn't fucking matter.
They'd shut the interstates down before we even got.
They wouldn't be able to do that.
We the people even got there.
They wouldn't be able to do that.
Okay, I disagree. But what my point is if they pull his Secret Service and put him in prison, will you admit that's their plan? Forget about everything else. Forget about everything past that. Right there on that day.
No, that's not a plan. It's just not a plan.
So
a plan has goals.
So it's happened.
What's their fucking goal?
To kill Trump.
To do what?
To
do what? Why?
So he can't become president.
Okay, and then do what? What are they going to do with this state of the world?
They're going to finish their plan to destroy this country.
For what end? Like you keep saying, they want to destroy, they want to kill us, they want us to eat the bugs. Why?
Because they don't like the way we are. They don't like us as a people.
What does that mean?
We shout because they are
That's
greedy.
not a plan, dude.
Yes,
That's not a fucking plan.
They are greedy bastards.
That's just emotional monkey action. It's not a fucking plan.
Oh my God.
That's what you're not getting.
You're not getting it. It's very
stupid.
Clear.
This is
to me and everybody else get this. And everyone is just like, Dave.
Okay, what's the average intelligence of everyone else out there that you're referring to? They're all fucking stupid.
Our listeners are not stupid. If you're listening to us, you're very smart.
I'm sorry you guys are stupid.
We appreciate your listenership.
If you think that there's this grand, overarching plan to fucking make us eat bugs just for the fun of it, you're a fucking idiot. I'm sorry. Like, there's not a plan.
Okay, so
I probably would have thought this like a couple years ago because I never got into politics.
Okay.
Like, I just avoided it. But like after having joined the Libertarian Party and seeing internal structures and like realizing the parallels between us and the Democrats and the Republicans,
right,
and how they all do shit the same fucking way, there's no plan.
Well, they're a uniparty.
There's no plan. Everybody's a fucking idiot.
That is the plan.
There's no plan.
Okay.
There's no fucking plan.
Okay, hold on. So you've got multiple billionaires.
They don't like Trump.
Hold on.
So they want to kill him.
You got multiple billionaires building underground bunkers. You've got RuPaul.
Where have you seen these bunkers?
I mean, they're not coming out and saying it's not RuPaul.
Have you seen the bunkers?
No, I have not.
Then why do you think there's bunkers?
So when they say RuPaul is building a bunker in Montana,
who is they?
Do you not know what RuPaul? Do you know
who is they saying this?
That would be the media.
Then I don't give a fuck. The media lies.
First of all, when I say media, I don't mean CNN. Let's just get this straight. I don't give a fuck.
They all lie.
So
I've watched these alternative media sources cover the Libertarian Party convention, and it was all fucking lies. All they do is lie.
Okay.
All they fucking do is lie. Every single one of them. They're all liars. They're all just getting clicks. None of it's true. Regardless if it's a mainstream or alternative, it's all fucking bullshit.
Well,
no one has a plan.
Okay, so in my world, I think they have a plan. We'll find out on January 11th.
We won't find out.
Why not?
Because things happen does not imply there's a plan.
If they put him in prison, that is a plan to put him in prison.
Not.
If they pull his Secret Service, that is a part of the same plan. Hold on.
I agree that there's a plan to kill Trump or to neutralize Trump or to get rid of Trump, but there's nothing after that.
But I'm going
They have no plan.
Yes, they do.
They don't.
They want to keep the White House.
To do what?
To keep their agenda going.
What agenda? To do what?
Do you not think they're trying to crash the dollar right now?
To do what?
Crash.
Why?
Because they don't want the country to exist the way it's currently existing.
You are fucking as dumb as they are. They don't even think they're crashing the dollar.
I'm the dumb one.
They think they're doing a great job. They genuinely think that.
You're listening to Biden too much.
No, I'm not.
Biden thinks he's doing a great job.
They genuinely think they're doing a good job. They think they're good managers. They're good bureaucrats. They know how to manage a dollar and economy and all this. They really think that. They're that fucking stupid.
There's no way they can think that.
They do.
I mean,
they do.
Even the monkey walking down the street goes, "What the fuck? They're trashing the economy."
But they think they're doing a good job.
They do not. This is their plan.
There's no plan.
We'll see.
Your plan doesn't make any sense.
We'll see how this plays out.
It has no goal.
I mean,
it has no end goal.
We have a plan to do that. No, we do.
Your plan has no end goal.
Hold on. Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
We're going to do this.
When a baseball team takes the field, their end goal is to win the game.
We're going to do this.
Your plan has no goal.
Jesus Christ. We're going to do this podcast for hopefully a long time. So this stuff will come to fruition. Trump's going to go to jail. They're going to pull Secret Service. Hold on.
Dude.
Biden's not going to win at the convention. They're probably not even going to have the convention in Chicago.
None of this implies that there's a plan.
Oh, dear God. How do I know this?
Things happen does not mean there's a plan. If I drop this, there was no plan for it to fall.
There's no reason.
It just falls.
Well, that's gravity.
That's the point. Things happen. Why can't you accept
but how
that
come
things
happen to benefit someone and they wanted to benefit them?
But it doesn't benefit them.
Yes, it
No, it doesn't. When they crash the economy, we all suffer. Fucking stupid.
Dude,
they're not going to get rich when we all die
They can rebuild the economy the way they want it.
What the fuck are
And
you talking about?
they can control us even more.
That does not make them rich.
Why do you think public schools are the way they are?
That does not make them rich.
They keep us stupid.
You're not listening.
So they can control us.
That
Why do you
doesn't
think
make
the welfare
them rich.
system is the way it is?
That doesn't make them rich.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. It makes everyone poor.
No.
Hey, dumbass. Look at the King of England 500 years ago. Was he rich?
Okay.
Was he rich?
I have no... Sure. He had his little gold nuggets.
Did he have a swamp cooler? Did he have a swamp cooler?
He had more pine cones.
Did he have a swamp cooler?
No.
Did he have a laptop?
Well, of course not.
Did he have an LED light?
Did he have pine cones?
Did he have a podcast?
Of course not.
Then he wasn't fucking rich. He was poor as dirt.
Did he have
food?
food?
His goal to control the peasants made him poor.
Did he have food?
You're not listening.
Did he have housing?
We have food. We have housing.
Right. I didn't say
our
we're
food
better
and housing
than he
is better than his.
Okay. That's technology. That's growth.
That's right, because we are rich and he was poor.
And there was a plan to get us from the stone castles
no, there wasn't.
to the wood houses.
No, there wasn't.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't.
Okay.
That was called capitalism. That's not a plan.
Wait. The King of England follows capitalism?
Dude, are you dumb? You just said there was a plan to get from the King of England to technology.
Right.
No, there wasn't.
Okay.
That was capitalism. That's what happens
Capitalism
when you free
doesn't
people.
exist.
Dude, shut the fuck up and listen. That is what happens when you free people to make their own plan.
Okay.
Alice made a plan. Bob made a plan. Charlie made a plan.
Or are they back with King?
No, that's when we had capitalism.
Okay.
When we said, okay, you're all free.
Where are you going with all this?
Capitalism means everybody makes their own plans and we all get rich.
But we're all too stupid to make plans, according to you.
That's not how capitalism works. Capitalism
You
finds
said
the
100
dude.
fucking
Shut
times.
the fuck up.
The fuck you! Shut up, man.
Capitalism-
You've said 100 fucking times.
Dude,
we're too stupid to make
You
plans.
won't even fucking listen to what I'm saying.
Because you're nonsensical.
You're not listening. So how the fuck would you know? Shut up and listen.
Okay.
When in
Well, I'll sit here
capitalism,
nice
when
and
everybody
quiet.
makes their plan,
Okay.
stupid people's plans fail.
Okay.
Smart people's plans succeed.
Okay.
And everybody benefits, even those stupid people.
I don't doubt that. I didn't say it
then
didn't.
when you're talking about they want to control us like kings, the kings who were dirt fucking poor that had to shit in the hole in the ground.
Bullshit. You
Shut
cannot
up.
say. No,
Shut
fuck
up,
that.
dude.
You cannot say they were dirt poor.
They will be.
No, they were not.
Yes, they were.
No, how do you prove that?
If-
Cite that source.
Would you trade
They had-
would you trade your modern life for being the king of England 500 years ago?
Absolutely not. But but
Why?
500 years ago,
Why?
if you asked Johnny walking down the street, "Hey, do you want to be the king?" He's go, "Fuck yeah."
That's not relevant.
That guy's. Why is that not relevant?
Because the king's
He
poor.
was rich in that time.
That doesn't mean
he was
shit.
rich.
That
Oh,
doesn't mean
so-
shit. Being a poor king of England is worse than being a regular guy in America.
No, if you had.
Yes, it is.
No, listen. If you had a peasant walking around in that time, and you said, "Hey, do you want to be king?"
That means
He
nothing.
would go, "Yes."
That means nothing.
Because the king's life was better.
That means nothing.
The king had more than he had.
That means nothing.
That makes him rich.
That means nothing. That's not how rich works.
You're like, well, the guy 500 years ago was
Dude,
dumb.
You're
and-
not even making the
and-
fucking connection to what you're saying. You're saying that these WEF assholes and Biden and Clintons and whoever the fuck, they want to be the king.
Okay.
Right? You're saying that. That's
Yeah,
their plan.
Sure.
Okay, when they are the king, they will be the dirt poor king of England.
That math doesn't compute with me
Yes, it does. How does it not?
because it's
When
idiotic.
you have a monarchy, a dictatorship, everybody is poor, including the dictator.
So is that in modern times as well?
Yes.
So Saddam Hussein was poor.
Compared to us,
Are you fucking kidding me? So
Dude,
all the
what do you-
gold and the pallets of cash.
and he
That
did what?
did-
And he bought what with them?
Well, he ruled the country.
So what? What did he buy? What freedom did he
Gold,
enjoy?
I believe gold cars. Everything. I think they had everything. They got more shit than I got in my fucking house. Did he have a swamp cooler? No. He could afford an actual fucking air conditioner. I'm the poor one here.
Oh my god, dude! You just you say that you like capitalism and capitalism leads to
I
wealth.
don't have a problem with capitalism.
Oh, but you
you're
believe that
you're making
capitalism
weird
creates
fucking
wealth.
comparisons.
You believe capitalism creates wealth, right?
It can. It can,
No, it does.
it can create poor people as well.
No, it doesn't.
Capitalism cannot create poor people.
Poor people are poor naturally. You're born poor. You're born with nothing.
So if you're a successful person and you've traded the stock market your whole life, and then one day shit happens and you lost everything, is he stupid or smart?
He's stupid.
Because at one point he was very wealthy. I've known a few
If he
stockbrokers.
was smart, he would have had things saved up. So he might have been lucky for a while.
Okay.
But he was stupid. I see lucky
Okay.
people every day. At the
Okay,
casino.
let's try to use it. Let's use an actual thing that happened, and an actual thing that just happened. Matter of fact, the president of Mexico.
Yeah.
Do you know who it is?
Yeah.
Do you know a female, right?
Yeah.
And she's a climate change scientist.
Okay.
So how did she get elected?
I don't know. Don't they have elections there?
You got a search engine on that thing?
Yeah.
Just go to it.
That's not an answer.
No, because I want you to see what actually happened.
Yeah, Mexico election.
35 other politicians were shot and killed. I believe over 60 of them were kidnapped to get her elected.
Okay, but who
So
else
did that
was still
happen
running?
randomly?
Who else was still running?
Probably nobody. They killed 30.
No, not probably nobody. Answer
I
the
don't
question.
know.
Oh, you don't know. So then why do you think there's a grand
because
plan?
it was achieved to put her in charge.
How do you know that?
Because 30-something politicians were killed.
But how many
and-
were killed? No, don't tell me to Google it. You're the one making the claims.
Okay, if a politician...
How many were in the actual running?
Okay, if a politician...
You're not answering.
If a politician is not a threat, not killing him or not kidnapping him does not make it worth. There's no money in that.
That's not an answer.
So it doesn't matter.
What do you mean they're not a
there
threat?
There could have been 50 other ones running.
What do you mean they're not a threat? What do you fucking mean they're not a threat?
They're not a threat to lose the election.
Why aren't they?
Because they're
running.
Because they're libertarian.
Yeah, but there's only 2 people running, for example.
How do you know there's only 2 people running?
Well, you're the one saying that they killed everybody else. Who didn't they kill? Why can't you answer? You say they have all this plan. You say you know everything.
They killed
Why
the
don't
ones
you know?
that mattered, the ones that were a threat.
That's not a fucking answer.
That is a fucking
How
plan.
many were in the ballot?
I don't know.
Then you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
All I know is they had a plan to get her in.
If you don't know how many were on the ballot, you don't know what the fuck you were talking about.
Okay, so we have 3 people running for Assembly District 5, me being one of them. Do you think the Democrat or the Republican views me as a threat at all?
If one of them dies, they will.
No, I really don't think they will.
Yes, they will.
I got 372 votes. They both got over 10,000 the last election.
You don't fucking get how this works.
So,
if one of them dies, you will get that person's votes because they're not going to vote for the other party.
People don't always vote. People stay home.
They're not going to let the other party win.
Okay. Sure.
We have this stupid two-party system where these guys are really voting against those guys. And that's all that happens.
That's how people vote.
So when the Republican dies, for example,
they still get elected.
The Democrats or the Republican voters say, oh, fuck, we can't let the Democrat win. Well, what else do we got? Oh, we got this libertarian. Let's vote for him.
Well, just there's an election like a month ago, the dead guy won. It was in New Hampshire.
Well, that's because they didn't take him off the ballots.
Right. But he still was dead. Well, even in Nye County, about 4 or 5 years ago, a dead Republican, which he had a Democrat running against him, he won after dying.
Yeah, but I'm assuming they took these politicians off the ballots in Mexico.
Well, no, how could you? If you kill them,
they're dead.
If you kill them before the ballots are printed, they're printed.
Okay, show me the ballot because you're asserting this.
Oh dear God. I personally cannot.
You don't know what happened.
I cannot remove my name from the ballot because I probably would because I don't like Chase Oliver.
The point is,
so wait for you to come here, buddy.
You don't know what happened in Mexico, and you're using your lack of knowledge. You're using your lack of knowledge to make assertions.
They took out all the threats.
Who's they?
That's a good question. Was it the drug cartel?
How do you know?
I don't.
Then why are you making conclusions?
That's why I just said it was either the drug cartel or the CIA.
If you don't know, then you can't form conclusions.
Has our CIA ever affected an election before in another country?
You're not listening.
Has our CIA?
If you don't know, then you cannot make conclusions.
Just answer my question.
Your question has nothing to do with what I just said. If you don't know,
it has to do with what I said.
You can't make conclusions.
And that's all I really fucking care about.
No, it doesn't.
I don't care what you're saying because you're insane.
No, I'm saying basic logic.
No, you're not.
If you don't know something, you cannot form conclusions.
I know enough to know the threats were taken out.
No, you don't. You don't know the basic answers to my question.
They wanted her in office.
You don't even know how many people were on the ballot. How many people were on the ballots?
50.
Show me. You don't know.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
They took out the threats.
It does matter.
Okay.
Because if there were 2 people on the ballot, she might not have won.
Okay. So I walked out of Albertsons the other day, and there was an SUV parked in the parking lot, and there's a dude running for president. Okay? I don't remember his name, but he had his picture on the side of his truck. So if they take out Trump, do you think now he's a threat to Biden?
Why would he be the threat?
Because he's running for president. He's on the ballot.
He's not on the ballot.
Yes, he is.
Where?
Probably Nevada.
No, he's not.
Maybe other. How do you know?
Dude, because he's nobody. He's a random guy in a van.
But he's on the ballot, though.
Show me the ballot.
Well, they haven't printed it yet.
Then how do you know he's on the ballot?
So he had his truck painted.
That doesn't mean he's on the ballots.
Okay.
You're making shit up.
Okay, Chase Oliver. Is Chase Oliver going to be on the ballot?
Yes, I think so.
Well, I mean, he's a libertarian candidate for president. Let's just go with that. Yes. Just yes.
Assume yes.
Yes. Just shake your head
it's
yes.
Likely. Very likely.
Close your mind off and shake your head yes. So, if Trump gets killed, does Chase Oliver have a chance of winning?
No.
Why not? He's on the ballot.
Because RFK is on the ballot.
So what?
So RFK is going to get those votes.
How do you know that?
Because he's popular.
But people don't like. He's the anti-vaxxer. You just said the Democrats don't like him.
You're just saying Trump is taken out. So what the fuck? The
and you said okay. And you
said as an example that Trump is taken out.
Right.
So why does it matter that Democrats like him?
Because when I said Biden, if Biden's not on the election, they might put
you
Kennedy
said
on there.
Trump.
I did say Trump. So if the Democrats don't like him, you think the Republicans like a Kennedy?
Yes, they do.
So
they're willing to put up with him. I mean, you can watch. You can see what they're saying.
So how many extra votes would Chase get because Trump went out?
0.
But he's on the ballot.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying about being a
But
threat?
Trump voters are not going to vote for Chase.
Okay, but it's about being a threat. Chase would not be a threat at that point. So doing anything to him would
You
be
don't
ridiculous.
even know how many people were on the Mexican
It
ballot.
doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
No, it's about taking out
Yes,
the
it
threat.
does.
Okay, if you have a football game, and
Okay, no,
you
stop,
want to win,
stop.
I'm trying to use some analogy.
No,
you
there's no
understand.
analogy because what you're not understanding, if both Biden and Trump were taken out, now does Chase have a chance to win?
No.
Yes, he does.
I'll never say yes to that.
Those votes have to go somewhere.
I don't care if he's the only one.
Dude, then he's going to win if he's the only one.
Well, actually, not necessarily. No, that's not necessarily true.
Yes, it is.
You can vote for a dead guy. It just happened. I just mentioned it.
They're not going to have the dead people on the presidential ballot.
Once it's printed, it's printed.
No, it's not.
Oh dear God! So last minute they can change all
It's
the
the
ballots.
presidential ballot.
So the ballots are early voting starts what, October, early October in some states.
I guess.
And so once those early ballots go out, they're out.
They're just going to throw those votes away.
No,
He's dead. He's unqualified.
no, they'll have to do a special. They'll have to do another election.
Okay, but Chase is the only one on the ballot, so he wins.
No, they would have to do another election replacing the Democrat and
with
Republican.
Chase is the only one. That's the whole argument.
No.
The argument is Chase is the only guy on the ballot. He's going to win.
If you're running for a public office and you're not a threat, you're not. They're not going to give a shit about you.
You don't know who was on the Mexican ballot.
Oh,
you don't
like
know.
a broken record.
So stop talking about it because you're not getting it.
They-
You're making assertions based on knowledge you don't have.
They had a plan to put her in office.
Prove it.
They carried out
Prove
the
it.
plan. They
Prove it.
killed 30-something people
Prove
and
it.
kidnapped over 60
Prove it.
people.
Prove it. Prove they killed anyone. You
Somebody
don't know.
did. Somebody did.
So what?
So how do you know who killed
How many
someone?
murders happen every single day?
Oh, wait. Now we're saying it was a coincidence?
How many murders happen every single day?
In Mexico?
Yeah.
Hey, there's no way I would know that. So you're just
Then
saying...
why are you making assertions? Again, you don't know.
It happened.
You don't
that
know. Here's your
Everybody
argument
in the
court.
ballot got killed.
This is Ron.
And it was a
This
coincidence.
is Ron, the prosecutor. Your Honor, we're going to convict that man of a crime. Okay, what's your evidence, prosecutor Ron? I don't know.
You know that just happened in New York, right? That exact just happened in
Yes,
New York.
it did.
Okay, go ahead.
That's not a plan, though. That's you
It was
standing
a
like a
plan.
dumbass. I don't know. Okay, well, did you see him do it? I don't know.
I was not prepared to talk about this story, even though I brought it up. But I'm just showing you an example.
That's my point. You don't know. You're making all these assertions based
I'm
on
not
what
making
you
any
don't
assertion.
know. Yes,
People
you are.
wanted her in office.
You're saying they did it. They put her there.
She's pro Newsom.
She's
her and Newsom get along, and they have a relationship
what?
together. So they wanted her in office, and she's in office.
Who's they?
I said, okay, the Newsom wanted her in office, and our government probably wanted her in office as well. So that would be they, and they got her in office.
It doesn't make, dude. Like,
You cannot.
you
sit
would be
there.
saying this no matter who won that election.
No, actually, I
Yes,
wouldn't.
you would.
When's the last time a female was elected?
Yes, you would.
When was the last time there was a female Mexican president?
Never.
Right.
So what?
And now you have a climate change scientist
So
who's now
what?
the president.
So fucking
That
what?
doesn't really raise any red flags for you.
If anybody else on that ballot won, you'd be saying the same stupid bullshit.
I wouldn't give a shit about if
Yes,
anybody
you
else
would.
won. In Mexico.
Yes, you would.
I'm not going
Why
to
do you give a
TJ
shit about the
anymore.
woman now?
Because there's a well. I was
Why do you
actually
think there's
using-
no
I
connection
was
to the
using
other
it
people?
as an example.
Why do you think there's no connection to the people that lost? You would
Connection to
find
who?
one.
To who?
To the people that lost.
What connection did they have?
To them.
Okay, so Zelensky in Ukraine.
Yeah.
How did he get in office?
We put him there.
Wait, who did? Who's
The
we?
United States government.
Oh, okay.
So that was an actual coup
okay.
that we have information on.
So
with you can actually look at the files, the FOIA requests, all this
so
bullshit.
in Iran, they have to elect a new president as well.
Okay.
He died.
Yeah, the helicopter guy.
Yeah. So who do you think is going to win that?
I don't know.
I would bet it's a pro-American person that's
Good for
pro
you.
the Democrat Party.
So,
Okay.
but who are they running against?
You don't see that.
Who are they running
I
against?
don't even know if the election, if they've even picked those people yet or not. What
Then
I'm
what are you
saying
talking
is
about?
we're going to affect the election.
Dude,
Our CIA
You're
has
not
done it.
understanding. No matter who won,
we placed
there
it
would
on-
be some bullshit story that they're connected to this and that, and you would say, "Oh my God,
No.
they put this person in power."
I'm
That's
calling
what you would
it.
do.
I'm calling it now, not after the election.
Call the name now. Actually, do
Well,
that.
they haven't. Oh,
Then shut the fuck up. Then I don't want to
Okay.
hear it.
So-
if you can't call the name, then you don't know what the fuck you're
wanna
talking
keep
about.
blinders on and just go, oh, we're not.
No, I'm not keeping blinders on. I'm telling you, stop making shit up. Stop looking for connections when they're not necessarily there or they're everywhere.
We have affected the
Dude,
change of a lot
there
of
are
elections.
connections to every single person running. So
No.
whoever wins,
Prove-
you're going to
wait,
say they put
okay,
them there.
How many people, when you say this, how many people are on that ballot that you're talking about?
You're the one who couldn't answer that question.
you just said.
Yeah.
That you
How
said
do you
on the
get
ballot.
on a ballot?
I don't know. How do you get it? You just
You
brought
get
it up.
political connections.
Okay.
So everybody on the ballot has political connections.
So you say.
No, they do.
The guy Albertson, he's got political connections?
He's not on the ballots.
But he says he is.
I don't care what he
I
says.
haven't
He's not
verified it
on
yet
the
'cause I
ballots.
don't give a shit about it.
He's not on the ballots.
So when Zelensky won, was other people on the ballot?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. But he was put in by our CIA. So we've done this numerous times throughout the
Right.
the time.
But we also know about the times that we've done it.
we know about the times.
Yes.
How's that?
Because it's all
No, 'cause
documented.
it
was all leaked.
Using your analogy,
It was leaked by WikiLeaks.
You believe that? You believe WikiLeaks?
Why wouldn't I?
Well, why would you?
Why
How do
wouldn't
you
I?
know he's factual? How do you know it's not somebody else? This is what you're doing to me.
No, it's not.
Yeah, you are.
No, it's
you're
not.
sitting there throwing red herrings out
No,
your
I'm
ass,
not, dude.
and you're just throwing stupid shit out there to
Dude,
confuse the
you're
situation.
not even
So if
understanding
you
what
wanna
I'm
have a
saying.
conversation
You're not even
of throwing out
shutting the
red
fuck
herrings
up.
because I'm not shutting
Dude.
the fuck up because you're talking
How
like
about you shut the fuck up
Okay.
and process what I'm saying?
I have. And
No, you haven't. Shut up and do it.
I've processed
Listen.
everything.
Shut
you
up and
said.
listen. Right
Okay,
now. Listen.
Shut up and listen. Okay. Go
Every
ahead.
single person on that ballot has connections to shady ass people.
You don't know that.
Every single
What
person.
ballot are you talking about?
Mexico, Ukraine.
Okay, who was on
whatever.
the ballot? How do you know? How do you? I'm going to use your fucking logic. How do you know they had?
Because that's how you
connections?
get on a ballot.
That is, I don't. I'm on a ballot. You're on a ballot.
Yeah, we have connections to the Libertarian Party.
No, you said shady people.
Some shit am I wrong?
I'll give you that point. But sorry, guys.
Dude, this has been like 2 hours.
Oh fuck! All right. I'm right. Dave's wrong. Let's move on. Listeners can decide. Get it out there. What do you got tonight?
Oh my god. Okay, so dark web operating systems. Okay, so typically when you go on the dark web, you're on your laptop, you're on your desktop, and you just load up the program and you go on, you get off,
Yeah.
as you need. So there's operating systems that are dark web only.
Oh,
So
yeah.
these
You
are like
talked about those. Yeah.
super hardcore. So there's two major ones. There's Tails and there's Whonix. Whonix.
Okay.
So Tails is on a USB stick. Actually,
Please tell me you're pulling out a USB stick.
so this is my Tails operating system. So if I were to plug it in here and reboot the machine, it would load up Tails
You would
operating
boot to
system.
that. Yeah. Okay.
And they would have no knowledge of the computer's hardware,
Right.
other than the network card. It has no access to the hard drive.
Is that like doing a partition on your hard drive?
No, it doesn't even look at your hard drive. Like your hard drive.
Oh shit! So it's
no
okay.
access.
Okay.
So like you can plug this into a public machine, reboot the machine, and like you're on Tails.
No, so you don't have to set the computer up ahead of time
No.
to boot to the USB port.
No, you just install Tails on here and you plug it in and reboot. You're ready to go.
Oh, cool.
So
okay.
and the whole point of Tails is you don't have normal network. You're only on the dark web.
Oh.
So you can't accidentally expose yourself. Yeah.
What?
You're a lot safer. You can do it in public places.
Right.
And it's great. So like the idea of Tails is kind of a plug in and go. So you don't really install things. You don't install games or certain pieces of software.
Right.
Like, it comes with a lot of default software that you're going to need in your dark web use.
Okay.
So everything you need will be on there. I believe it has a Monero node on there, so you can get your Monero. And like when you're done, you pull it out and you reboot the machine again, and it comes back up to the normal, and no one ever knows you were there.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
Yeah, and then
I dig that.
So Whonix is a virtual machine. So a virtual machine is basically software that you would load in like either VMware or VBox or one of these virtual machine softwares.
Okay.
And it's kind of a similar deal where It actually comes with 2 machines. There's one machine that talks to your network and gets you on the dark web, and then there's the actual operating machine, which only talks to the first machine.
Okay.
So that machine, you can't
You're
actually...
kind of losing me, but I'm sure other people... No, it's cool. I'm not smart with
So
computers.
the operating machine, you can't get on the network because it can only talk to the intermediate machine.
Okay.
So it's like kind of an air gap.
Okay. Oh,
It's,
okay.
I mean, it's if you were to be able to figure out a way to hack it, you could probably find a way. But I mean, researchers are actively working on it and looking for the shit. So it's pretty rock solid. And again, this is something you would keep on your desktop, and you can install apps, and it stays up to date with you. Whereas Tails is ephemeral, like you plug in, you go.
Okay.
Whonix is more like, okay, this is my daily dark web experience.
Okay.
So check both of those out. Have a Tails USB on you. It's cheap. Tails itself is free. They're both free, Whonix and Tails. Yeah, so play around with them.
Cool. I like that. That's kind of fun. Is that your advice for the week? Okay, so I'm going to try to make mine quick because we did go apparently really long because Dave was so wrong. I had to keep correcting him. My turn to talk, Dave. Don't speak. So my survival tip is going to be a little different than I normally do. I watched, I think it was Tim Pool. Is he libertarian-ish? Well, whatever. I watched an interview with him and Tucker Carlson, and there was the conversation kind of went to stuff I've talked about in the past, and that's where I kind of decided it's time to talk about this. If you don't own a house, buy a fucking house as soon as possible. If you don't have the money or your credit's not right, get a second job, get a third job. And if your credit score is not right, look into it. There's things you can do to boost your credit score temporarily. Credit repair companies can do that for you. You want to get into a home ownership, and normally I would not say this, but we're in a situation now where over 60% of the homes in America are owned by investors. And now we've now opened it up so foreign people are coming in and buying houses as well. It was never a closed channel, but it's something that's been coming in, and we're losing our inventory of houses to investors. Don't worry about the interest rate. Just get in so you have something. Because if you're going to keep renting, the problem with renting is the mom and pop landlords are going away. Their stuff is being bought up. They're going to corporate landlords, and there's for some reason I looked into this. I cannot figure it out. In the apartment or the rental market, you can collude with your competition to price fix. And I'm saying it loud. I'm saying it proud. If somebody thinks I'm wrong, challenge me on it because I'll prove it. They're going to take the American dream away from everybody. They don't want the home ownership. They want people to need the government. They don't want you to build equity in something to make and better your life. So we can maybe talk about this a little bit more another time, but I'm telling you, you want to get stuff purchased, even if it's a little condo, get something to get in the market so you can at least build some equity, because I'm telling you right now, it's going to go bad. We are even here in Vegas, our single family basic houses, the construction has just fallen. It's done. They're not doing a whole lot. I've got a buddy who sells lumber. His sales are no longer going to these neighborhoods. They're going to custom homes, large mansions basically, which that kind of explains the California intrusion into here. But you need to get into the market so you can protect the American dream. You can do your prepper stuff. Being in the rental market is really bad right now. And it's not going to get any better unless we get a president who's actually going to do something about it. And I don't even think Trump is that guy because he's never mentioned it. So we need to protect our futures. To me, it's get into a home at any level and go from there and build equity, because the prices are going to start skyrocketing. We're not going to have a housing market collapse because we have too many investors buying into this. Sure, if the country collapses and the dollar collapses, which, well, we'll see, that's obviously going to affect it. But you definitely want somewhere to be where you can do the stuff that we've talked about in the past with your gardens and the prepping, but you want to own it. So that's really all I got to say for tonight. Dave, anything else?
Yeah, there's no plan. There's just no plan. I used to think there was. There's just no fucking plan.
It's just because you probably don't know how to make a good plan.
No, it's not. I do know. That's exactly why I
Maybe I'll
think.
work with you and I'll show you how to make a good plan.
That's why I think that there's no plan.
I
because
just gave the
I know how to make
listeners
plans.
a good plan.
No,
I just did. I know you don't agree with it
There's
because you're like, oh, everything's bad and everything's going to fall apart. But do you agree with the housing market? So I'm just curious.
not necessarily. So like,
What don't you agree with?
just because you have a piece of paper in a government office that says you own a piece of property doesn't mean you do. Right? Like if
Property
people
taxes,
They're
yes.
going to come take it anyway if they want to.
True. But could you sell that piece of property at a later date, assuming the government didn't take your house or whatever?
I mean,
reason?
there's always advantages and minuses to renting versus owning.
Well, but they're changing drastically now.
I mean, I don't see that from my perspective. Like renting is cheap as fuck for me.
Where the hell do you live? In Vegas,
on the
the
Strip.
rents are skyrocketing.
I live by the Strip.
Are you a private owner or do you work
I rent.
from a private owner or from a management company?
From a private owner.
Okay, so they're disappearing. So if they're being kind to you right now, don't expect that to be forever.
Well, but I don't see why a management company would not be kind. I mean, like they still need to make the money. They don't want vacant units.
They can collude with their competition to price fix. So you can't
That
go
doesn't
and
mean anything if I can't afford it.
So
if no one can afford to
that's-
live there, they have vacant units. They're losing money.
No.
They have to make it cheap enough to afford.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. They
So
don't make
they're
money
always-
with vacant units.
They're always going to put an ass in that apartment.
No, they're not.
We don't have time for this. We can do this conversation another
not.
time. But trust me, so what do they price fix for? And they do. I can prove it. I can adamantly 100% prove they price fix.
Because there's still people willing to rent at that price.
Okay, so
But if they all do it like you're talking about, then they won't.
you have to live somewhere. It's a human.
That you don't have the money, you can't live there. So that argument means bullshit.
Well, then you have to move to Boulder Highway and do a daily rental, which a
So
lot of
what?
people have to do. Well, okay, so you can afford that. I'm telling you, you'll have to allocate more of your money towards rent, and that's what's
Dude,
going
like,
on right now.
do you not get supply and demand?
Do you not get price fixing and colluding to control
That has
the
nothing
market
to do with supply and
keep
demand.
you poor and to
If
keep
people can afford it, then they're going
they'll,
to charge
they'll
it.
charge the rents to keep you poor enough that you can't buy
That's
a
not
house.
how it works.
It's exactly how it works.
What are you fucking
We'll
talking
have this
about?
conversation another time.
Supply and demand.
When you collude and price fix, supply and demand is done.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Okay. All right. We will not start this argument, I promise, because we'll hit the 10 o'clock hour if we do it. It's only 7:26 right now. So no matter where you are, we're going to end this peacefully and calmly, even though Dave's wrong on a lot of
There's no
stuff. His plan's for everything. It's all a plan, man. All right, Dave, it's been a pleasure. I enjoy having this conversation. Friends in, friends out.
See you next week.
All right, bye, everybody. Thank you for joining us at the Canary in the Cage podcast.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share us to help build the community.
You can find us at Odyssey, Rumble, YouTube, or your favorite podcast app, and even on the dark web at I2P.
Thanks for listening, and see you next time.